same year when Islamic Caliphate fell by the fall of Abbasid Caliphate, that baby was born and nobody ever had thought of him being the one who will bring it all back, once more and stronger than before. Uthman Ertugrul Suleiman Shah was born in 1258 in Anadolu city. The story starts off with the father of Uthman, Ertugrul. He was a leader of his tribe Kayif from the August branch of the Turkmen nation, and it precisely started when Ertugrul was on his way to Persia. He glanced at two armies were fighting, so Ertugrul stopped and kept watching them fighting, until one of the armies got weakened and was about to lose the fight. Then, and all of a sudden, Ertugrul decided to jump to help the weaker side of the war along with his followers, and he managed to defeat the other side. After that, the leader of the army that has been helped thanked Ertugrul. His name was Ala ad-Din. Ala ad-Din appeared to have multiple lands under his rule, and as to thank Ertugrul, he gifted him a land. He also trusted and counted on Ertugrul, so they started to fight on one side in their wars. And after a period of good time, Ertugrul died. Thus Ala ad-Din sent to Ertugrul's son, Uthman, to take the place of his father, to rule his father's lands and to continue with Ala ad-Din to expand the areas under the control. So as like father like son, Uthman was a tough, strong leader just like his father. He had even owned big areas extremely easily. The time had come when Ala ad-Din got defeated in one of his toughest wars and then got killed. And as a person with no offspring, there was no one to rule after him but Uthman Ertugrul, the founder of the Ottoman Empire. Uthman added Ala ad-Din's properties to his own belongings that he already has, and from that moment, the Ottoman era had started. The Ottoman Empire had expanded greatly within the years. It was the longest Islamic caliphate of all times within the given areas, including Asia, Africa, and parts of Europe. It lasted for more than 6 centuries with 36 sultans. The language spoken in the Ottoman Empire were 3 essential languages: Arabic, Persian, and Turkish. That's for the royal family and for educated people. Otherwise, only Turkish is used among normal people. And that leads us to the translation side in the Ottoman era, as a lot of books were translated. One of the popular translations in the Ottoman era is a book titled الشقائق النعمانية في علماء الدولة العثمانية. This book has saved the history of the early stage of the Ottoman era. The second important translation work was a book titled العقد المنظوم, as this book completes the history of the Ottoman era. To even make it easier for the readers, translators have gathered the previous 2 books in one book titled العقد المنظوم في ذكر علماء الروم، ذيل الشقائق النعمانية في علماء الدولة العثمانية. Other famous translations have shown up, such as حدائق الحقائق, translated by Mawla Zada, Al-Mujiz, and Rawd al-Rayahin, translated by Al-Mawla Muslih ad-Din. Last but not least, عقد الجمان في تاريخ أهل الزمان, translated by Badr ad-Din. Translation work regarding the Ottoman era didn't really stop by the fall of the Ottoman Empire, and that's because people at that time had written all of the happenings regarding politics, financial status, religion, and other aspects related to the empire. They have had their whole history preserved in millions of archives. The archives were indeed a big treasure for a lot of history scientists. Arabs also have got an advantage by translating the Ottoman archives related to Peninsula and the Middle East. That way they have known about the old history of a lot of areas in Saudi Arabia. A book titled Najd wal-Hijaz في العهد العثماني tells the history of Najd and al-Hijaz based on a huge number of translated Ottoman archives. Another book named الوثائق العثمانية في الأرشيفات العربية والتركية, translated by daughter of King Abdulaziz. Lastly, دليل الأرشيف العثماني, translated by Saleh Muhammad Saleh. Even further translated the Ottoman language, and they have created the archives under the title Qadis Sijillari, the nation after the fall of the done a massive change in the language for the modern speakers Ottoman Turkish phrases. In the end, this great era was the strongest Islamic caliphate and the most solid one. It has become part of history that Islam will always admire.